Hey Cody, first of all, great video. You hit on something that I'm going to expand on in a what if scenario that I'd like YokeUp and his wife to answer to. But first of all, I'm going to make my own little leap of faith here that you're probably going to disagree with. But of all of the YouTube Christians that I've seen, I actually believe that YokeUp and his wife try, as much as they are able, to follow the rule of love the sinner but hate the sin. Maybe that's because I grew up in the town of Jerry Falwell, the moral majority, Liberty University, so I've seen, heard, and endured worse than anything YokeUp and his wife have ever said. But that's my own little leap of faith there. But this idea of how would they feel if people questioned their Christianity, well, that's going on right now. Last night in Stickcam, there was an interview with Sherry Phelps of the Westboro Baptist Church, the people we all love to hate. And there was a preacher there who was arguing with her. I forget exactly what the topic or what his question was, but he was a preacher. And she told him flat out that he was not a Christian, not a man of the Lord, had not been called into the Lord's service because he obviously didn't know what he was talking about, etc., etc. And this preacher got really annoyed. He actually got really pissed off. And I think YokeUp and his wife would have the same reaction. I'd like to know how YokeUp would feel if he went to a funeral and found himself face to face with the Westboro Baptist Church protesting with their lovely little signs. I'd like to know how YokeUp would feel if Shirley Phelps, Fred Phelps, their family looked at him and said, "You aren't a Christian. You don't know what you're talking about. You're a poor excuse for a Christian." And let's expand that a little farther and say that the Westboro Baptist Church is the new megachurch, and 70% of the population belongs to the Westboro Baptist Church, and they are constantly in YokeUp and his wife's face saying, "You're not a Christian, you're not a Christian, you don't know what you're talking about, you need to read the Bible, you don't understand, you just aren't a good Christian." I can't help but think that YokeUp and his wife would be extremely offended by somebody questioning their personal relationship with God. Now, I might be wrong. There are some Christians on YouTube that I really think secretly admire the Phelps family. And they try to hide it and brush it aside, but in every video they make, and I'm not going to name names, but there's this underlying current of, "You're just stupid. You don't know what you're talking about." But in YokeUp's case, I think he would be offended. And I'd really like to know how those two would feel if they were confronted by the Westboro Baptist Church and told nonstop that their faith was a false faith, that they didn't understand the Bible, that they didn't have a relationship with God. I think that was a really good point, and I don't think that you're going to get a very good answer because it's something that they don't really want to think about a lot.